With that down and out of the way, let's move on now to our fourth email today. Ashley, what's next?
Next up is Dominic Manelli. Greetings, Giovanni. Alita Battle Angel took the #1 spot at the box office this weekend, but it only had a $27 million opening. Did okay overseas, but I read a report that said the movie needed to make around $550 million just to break even. It can't possibly make it, can it?
I think it can make it. I think it's possible that it can make it, but I mean, let's look at the let's look at the box office as it came in this weekend. Alita Battle Angel came in at #1 at $27.8 million. The Lego Movie 2 actually only had a very disappointing opening, but it only had like a 35% drop from week 1 to week 2, which is pretty good. Still, this is a movie that's going to lose a lot of money for the studio, but it came in with $21.2 million. Isn't It Romantic makes $14.2 million. What Men Want makes 10.9, and Happy Death Day to You dropped significantly from the first film's opening weekend. So I believe the first film opened with a $23 million opening weekend. Happy Death Day to You, which some people are saying is even better than the first one, only made $9.8 million because, quite frankly, the trailers were awful. But even at only $9.8 million opening weekend, it's already more than its production budget because they only paid $9 million to make this movie. So it's easily going to fly into the profitable territory. Another win for Blumhouse, just maybe not as big as a win as they were hoping. So Alita Battle Angel, the official number for the weekend is $27.8 million. That is a little higher. Some projections had it around 25. Some even said as low as 22, comes in at $27.8 million. And by the way, worldwide, its global worldwide total right now is sitting at about $130-something million. However, those reports you read are correct. Alita Battle Angel is a film that needs to make $500 million plus just to break even. Can it get there? It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. I was reading a good article on Variety talking about that specific issue, as a matter of fact, about can this movie climb to that height? Can it get to that number? Can it have the types of legs? And I don't know that it can. Because while there are some people that really loved the film, and by the way, I saw the film finally, and I enjoyed it. Terrible dialogue, bad love story, horrendously awful ending, all mitigated by great action, a lead character you find yourself getting emotionally attached to and cheer for right away, incredible visual effects. All of that outweighed the negative to me, and I walked out of the theater with a pretty good smile on my face. I did.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I walked out with a pretty good smile on my face. Again, some absolutely atrocious things in it, yes, but I believe those things are outweighed by the good, and it ends up being it's a pretty fun movie. And I do hope they get a chance to make another one, but at needing the amount of money they spent on this thing,
yeah,
the real total ended up being around $220 million they spent. Now, Fox is claiming that extra tax credits they got mitigated that, and it really makes the box off. It really makes the production cost $170 million regardless. That number that those guys are giving is still pretty accurate. It's around $500 million that they got to get to, a little bit north of that, and maybe even as high as $550. I'm pessimistic that it can do it, especially with non-universal word of mouth. You get some people love it, some people don't. I just don't know it can get that high. Now, there's still some pretty big markets, Robert, that it needs to open up in, and that could be the difference. But they can't be thrilled with a $27.8 million opening weekend. Anyway, what do you think about these results?
Well, I think everything you said is absolutely correct. I mean, I'm hoping everybody, I have yet to see the film, but everybody who's talked to me about it has liked it, or like you said, came out with a smile on their face, enjoyed what they saw. And I'm hoping, look, when a movie like this gets made, it's an adaptation of a manga, and it's a passion project of James Cameron's, and he teamed up with Robert Rodriguez, his friend of 25 years. I like to see things like this succeed. You know, it's always better when these kinds of movies succeed because it makes studios more apt to take a chance on these large budget epic visions. And, you know, as a moviegoer, I'm glad to get those. So I'm hoping that when it opens, did it open in China yet? I'm
No,
hoping
that's one more. Yeah, but they're saying because of that. What's the movie you're dying to see again?
The Wandering Earth.
They're saying right now that the Wandering Earth could crush it. They're saying the Wandering Earth could keep it, but it'll be interesting. But that is one. So that was in that Variety article I was reading. I thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, there are a couple, including China, of key markets it still needs to open up in.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that China, you know, China that's a sweet spot for this movie. So hopefully it'll do really, really well. I mean, I'm pulling for it. I'm a huge James Cameron fan. And the fact that he threw his weight behind this film to get it made, I think is really, really cool. So I want it to succeed.
All right. With that down, let's move.